神羅転生
Yo, what's going on everyone? It is the Mist again, and welcome back to a new video on the channel today. So, as you all know, episode 53 of the Boruto series has just been released. It is currently 11 PM over here, and wow, what a way to go to sleep, I guess, you know? This episode comes out before I go to bed, and what a way, you know, for me to get ready for bed and get all snuggled in and go to fucking bed, you know? This episode was just incredible, guys. Sorry for that cringy comment, by the way. But anyways, this episode, wow, just blew my mind with the introductions that were made. Firstly, Toneri, Urashiki, and finally, we have some action from the fucking Kara organization, guys. We see what looks to be Kashin Koji appear, and this is, oh my god. We see Kashin fucking Koji appear behind, Katasuke, and you know, Katasuke is about to be put in a goddamn genjutsu, guys. Wow, this was just wow. My mind is blown, and I am an extremely happy Boruto fan right now, because this episode was just awesome with the amount of stuff it did, with the information it gave us. Not just the hype stuff, obviously. Like, the episode was extremely hype, and I'm obviously, as you can tell, very, very enthusiastic and excited, but this episode was just generally good with the way it told the story, and the things it changed, which I saw differentiate from what happened within the movie. And, you know, every time I saw a change, it like a little light bulb ticked off my head saying, wow, that's really good, I'm glad they did this. You know, one thing they changed was actually Katasuke going into the Hokage's office and talking to Naruto without Team 7 there. Another thing was that, what was it? When Sarada's talking to Boruto, and they added a lot more context to Boruto's, you know, kind of rivalry of Naruto, and it just feels like, if I'm being honest, it feels as if the series is starting to explain itself in a much more fresh way, if that makes any sense at all. Like, it feels as if everything is worth it. I mean, it feels like the past 50 episodes have literally been made in order to set up this arc, and that is a very special thing to say, and it makes me feel like this series is doing a very, very good job at telling its story. So, of course, guys, I'm going to do my classic episode overview and go through what happened, and then give my honest thoughts and opinions on it. So, essentially, right, we start the episode off with Boruto and, you know, Team 7 talking and all that type of stuff, and Boruto is essentially saying that he does not want to partake in the Chunin exams. And then, I think this actually happens before, and the very first scene we see in this episode is Toneri on the moon where he lives, and then all of a sudden, from the heavens descends Urashiki, and now this guy is menacing, and his appearance, everything about this guy is just so menacing. I mean, in comparison to Momoshiki, this guy just gives off a different type of tone, and obviously in comparison to Kinshiki, he's just got more of a personality. And wow, this guy's, he's very exciting to say the least. I'm so happy we've got to see him. He's finally here. I was so excited for this character, and damn, I'm happy to see where they take him, because this just looks to be interesting. So what happens is, you know, he descends to the moon, talks to Urashiki saying, what am I saying? He talks to Toneri saying, you know, you, even though you're an Otsutsuki member, you know, you've been trying to help the planet which we seek to, you know, go to and harvest the chakra from. You know, that's not really right in the books of the clan, man. Like, I'm gonna have to put you down, but I don't have the ability to kill you, because it's that's not, you know, that's bad. I can't do that. That's what the law says in the clan. So I'm just gonna have to freeze you, and you're gonna spend 10,000 years in a different dimension, or something along those lines. And why do I say dimension? Obviously, I know that he froze him in some type of ninjutsu seal, but he said something about, you know, frozen castle, so I'm assuming that it was kind of like a dimension type of thing. I don't know, something along those lines. You know, I'm just making shit out. Come on, I'm just talking shit right now. But that's kind of how it appeared to me within the moment. But he throws Toneri, and Toneri, his last words. By the way, I think Toneri's going to come back at some stage and fight Urashiki potentially. But in his last words, he says, "Boruto does not have the strength as of right now," and that, I mean, just says a lot, because these guys, they're no joke. You know, Urashiki, Kinshiki, Momoshiki, this is big shit. I mean, this is big stuff. You got these big players, and Urashiki, he God, it was so cool, right? So Toneri rushes towards Urashiki, and just imagine how fast these guys are, by the way. Let's just put this into comparison. They are faster than... let's just say they are very, very fast people, okay? They are Otsutsuki members, they are extremely fast, so... Toneri goes at Urashiki probably at his highest speed he could at that stage, and Urashiki casually stops him with a goddamn chakra, a threaded chakra that just stops him in midair and freezes him, and that was just wow. Like, Urashiki, his powers look interesting. So, it seems to me like this fishing rod that he has really is going to be a powerful weapon. It looks to be very, very interesting, and his character seems to be obsessed with the idea of you know, fishing in general. I think he said something along the lines of, "I need to go to Earth because I'm getting myself a big catch," or something like that, and that was really cool to see. You know, it's always cool to have a villain that has a personality, and that's exactly what Urashiki has. And now, when a villain has personality, the audience tends to like them more because it gives them more of a sense of humanity in a way. And villains with humanity, they are more relatable in a way. And I mean, relatability to a villain does not make sense. I mean, it does make sense, but it kind of sounds odd. It's an odd concept, but it's why we like our villains. We like to be able to look at them and think, wow, this guy is menacing. You know, he's just like me, yet he's doing this bad stuff. So Urashiki is that character, and I just can't wait to see where they take him, because that was exciting. He looks to be awesome. And now, moving on, it transitions back to Earth, where Boruto is covering his eye, because, you know, I'm assuming that Toneri has done something or activated something quickly before he got put into that, like, comative state. So, Boruto then hangs out with the boys, Shikarai and Inojin, and that's when the scene where Sarada and Mitsuki come to give Boruto the permission slip to do the Chunin exams, and Boruto saying, "No, I just, you know, I don't give a shit, man. I don't want to do the Chunin exams." Why not, Boruto? Why not? Well, I don't care about this license that you want to give me. I don't care about this Chunin title. All I want is to be a great ninja. I don't care about that type of stuff. So, you know, he's obviously really obsessed with Sasuke, and this is where that inspiration comes from. You know, his desire to be someone like Sasuke. And that is essentially what's kind of discussed here. Like, even Shikarai says something along those lines, or kind of hints towards something like that. And it was a cool scene, but eventually Sarada and Mitsuki actually convince Boruto to partake the Chunin exams, because Sarada says this is our opportunity to show off in front of Lord Seventh. And now, another big moment within this specific scene was the fact that Mitsuki says, "Boruto, I know that you just want to be acknowledged by your dad," and then Boruto says, "You don't know anything about me, Mitsuki," and then Mitsuki replies with, "Yes, I do, because you're my son." And that was really cool. You know, they are continuing with the storylines that they have you know, introduced earlier within the story. So it's really, the way that, like I said earlier, the way that they're telling the story is really, really good, because everything is developed like over time instead of being rushed, and I feel like that's so good in a series like this, in a long-running series, especially when you have all the time in the world. Like, I feel like what they're doing with Boruto is trying to fix the mistakes that they made with Naruto. I mean, because in Naruto, for example, they introduced the themes of Sage of Six Paths and Ashura and Indra, and, you know, the Rinnegan and all that, but they never introduced that earlier in the story. It kind of just was shoved in your face in the final half of the series. And with Boruto, I feel as if they are trying to establish all this stuff early, so that later on in the story, everything feels as if it makes sense and it's all fleshed out, and it will just feel like a story, essentially. It will feel like a real, properly told story, and I feel like that's what's being done here, and it makes everything feel worth it, and I'm really happy with the way it's happening. And now, I guess we need to talk about the biggest part of the episode, in my opinion, was the fact that Katasuke gets shut down by Naruto, being told, you know, the Chunin exams aren't a place for ninja technology because, you know, we want these ninja to rely on the abilities that they've accumulated over the past experiences they've had as genin and as academy students. We do not want them to rely on stuff such as technology. They cannot do that. It's you know, they have to show their strength, not yours. You know, not your. We don't want them to show your accomplishments. We want them to show theirs. So Katasuke goes back to his lab, and that's when it happens, guys. He's like got a conflict in his mind. You know, he's questioning himself, and then all of a sudden, a dark figure appears behind him. He's got a beard. He's got a cape. He's got the facial figures of a man that we've come to know in the manga, who is very relevant right now. And that man grabs him by the fucking head, and that man's name is fucking Kashin Koji, guys. Oh my god, I'm just... Oh. Wow, the Kara organization is officially in the Boruto's anime, and wow, guys, this is just hype. So we've got two massive storylines right now. We've got the Kara organization, and we've got the Otsutsuki clan. I mean, what kind of timing is this? I mean, it just... Wow, I just don't know what to say. These people are in the shadows, and they're just going to be sitting there watching Momoshiki and Kinshiki and Urashiki tear shit up, and, you know, they're not going to do anything about it. What are these guys' ambitions? What were they doing? What are they doing? We need answers. I just want to know the answers, dude. This episode brings so many questions. Obviously, I know this all from the manga, but, like, obviously, but, I mean, just seeing it animated, just seeing Kashin Koji is just like a real big thing to me, because, like, it's Kashin Koji, it's the Kara organization, it's the next big thing in the manga anyways. We'll have to wait a little while in the anime for anything to develop, but this episode truly showed that Boruto can tell a story, and really showed that it knows how to foreshadow and set things up perfectly. Now, let's put this into perspective. Around episode 14 to 20, we were introduced to Momoshiki and Kinshiki. 40 episodes later, the arc dedicated to them starts. Now, within this arc, we are introduced to Kashin Koji. So, that just signifies to me that within the next 50 episodes, we will be seeing the Kara arc, and we'll be seeing fucking Kashin Koji. We'll be seeing all the likes. We'll be seeing all of them, and this just shows the way they write this series so far. You can bash the Boruto series for a lot of things, you know, that you can bash it, right? But the storytelling is just on point. I'm sorry, you cannot argue with me about that. The storytelling is really good. The way that they foreshadow, the way that they set up, and the way that they introduce, and the way that they tell, it's all on point. And this episode really showed that. Why? Because we have been rewarded for the 50 episodes we've watched. They have been rewarded, the team. They are finally putting into fruition the big arc that was, you know, foreshadowed throughout this entire series. And now they are foreshadowing the next big arc within the arc that has been hyped for so long. I mean, it's a real mindfuck, but this series is great. Okay, guys, this series has a lot of times where it shines, and this is one of them. Now, let me know what you think of this episode, because I am truly excited for it. I mean, Himawari's birthday, I should speak about quickly. It was cool to see that animated. Cool to see Sasuke, of course. Guys, you know a lot of hype shit happens when I don't even bring up the fact that Sasuke appears at the end of the episode, right? I mean, Sasuke appears and that was cool to see him, but damn it, there's so much more relevant stuff right now in comparison to Sasuke. Like, what? Let me know what you thought of the episode, and what you think is going to happen. Within the next episode, it definitely appears that we will see the flashback with Sasuke versus Momoshiki and Kinshiki, so look forward to that, and look forward to the rest of this arc, because the storytelling is going to be on point. You know, the animation isn't going to be up to par with that of the movie, which is obvious because they have to pay a lot. They spend a lot of money on developing, you know, episodes week after week. But you know, it's going to be good, and the story is really well done. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. See you later. Be sure to subscribe and like the video if you want to help me out with continuous support. Peace out.